Yes, all YG music videos copy each other, get over it. Hi, welcome. My name is Angelina and you're watching the Disney Channel. My problematic ass, I could only hope. Today we are going to be reviewing Somi's comeback with XOXO. Why it's familiar, my thoughts on the song, music video, choreography, and honestly everything in between. So if you're here to accuse Somi of plagiarizing Blackpink, then I'm gonna need you to leave. I'm kidding. We will address that, but maybe not in such aggressive terms. I've had a few people reach out to me expressing concern of the amount of people pointing out the similarities between Somi's song and some Blackpink songs. As usual, I never accuse anyone of plagiarism in these videos, but I do like to talk about similarities, and I don't think similarities are inherently wrong. So if you're interested in this type of content, please don't forget to subscribe immediately before Somi steals my dog too. So my friends, Somi recently came out with her first album titled XOXO, which features all of the songs she has released since debuting under the Black label, so from Birthday to What You Waiting For. And I'm honestly really happy for her, and I think through hearing all of these songs back to back to back, we really get to hear a little bit of a progression in her finding herself as an artist, getting a little bit more comfortable with her own sound, which I would describe as falling into the more angsty teen crush realm. And even though in this era, Somi seems to have gone a grungier route, it seems more refined and there's a lot more details that I definitely wanted to dive into. So let us start off with the music video. By the way, I got curtain bangs and I don't know how to style them, so I just pinned them out of the way with these I think my hair looks shit. Please don't feel like I have to talk about it in the like, if you can roast me, I don't care. But the fake compliments that I got in the last video, I will remember them. Starting off with the music video, which hits us with a disclaimer right within the first second, that this is indeed a work of fiction and any resemblance to any real life people is purely coincidental, which I've never actually seen in a music video before. But then again, fourth gen is not used to storylines. And what can we expect from the younger generation of K-pop stans who are only used to dance practice videos? But that's probably not the reason for the disclaimer. It's probably fucking murder. Regardless, with this disclaimer, I knew something good was about to happen. So in the first scene, we see Somi is being told by her friends that, of course, her boyfriend has been cheating on her with a close friend. What I like about this scene is that she seems really shocked before she immediately starts belting out her song, with the lyrics saying, "Don't call me your other half. The other half I gave you, it's mine again." And with this, it's the continuation of Dum Dum, of course. We're then brought to this very popular YG trope of girl with sledgehammer destroys things, with Somi looking grungy with half her hair in a bun and the other half in a pigtail. She does proceed to destroy everything, while then taking the poor dog as ransom, though this part is a little bit unclear because it says, "If you ever want to see my dog again." So I don't know if she was trying to be a little bit more on the PG side with this by saying, like, you know, my dog is so precious, so if you ever want to see my dog again, which I'm sure anyone would, then pick up the phone. Or if it was supposed to be his dog. Either way, I've taken some preventative measures. As Somi is absolutely trashing his house, he ends up escaping in his busted car. But then Somi blows something up and he ends up crashing very badly, but he's fine, relatively fine. As fine as you can be in that situation, I guess. An interrogation then takes place. And I really like this scene because it's balancing her emotions of, you know, being really angry with him and comedy. We can also kind of separate ourselves a little bit from the situation because everything she's doing to this dog figure and not to an actual human. Even though we understand that that's her boyfriend, it's all filmed in a way where it's, you know, intended to be more playful. I think because Somi's music is more directed to maybe a younger audience, this was very intentional. You know, we wouldn't have her pulling a going crazy on us. It might be a little much for the fourth gen stans who don't know what storylines are. But maybe she'll actually blow someone up in the next music video. Like, I have my hope. Because her audience might come for her if she's like actually promoting violence within her music video. So I feel like it's all done in a more playful way. She's torturing this big teddy bear who we're supposed to understand is her boyfriend without us as the audience having to humanize him too much by seeing an actual face. So the music video ends with her infamous button to set off the explosion. But fittingly, she gets distracted by the dog and then the button falls and everything explodes. And she kind of seems a little bit hesitant about, well, maybe not hesitant. This is kind of after the fact. A bit regretful maybe, because we then see a text with happy ending ? At the end. So it seems like she's kind of questioning her decisions. Before we see, it was actually all in her head and she was really just planning out her next moves while writing down possible revenge scenarios. but it's a little bit complicated because she still loves him. Now, with all of that said, we can expect a continuation to this, so I'm really excited to see that, just as this was a continuation of Dum Dum. I do have to say this is probably one of my favorite music videos of this year. There were so many details within the styling, within like the things that are written in the background, within everything really, and a storyline. I mean, it was just deep and funny all at the same time. First, I'll talk about Somi, then we'll talk about, you know, the similarity between YG music videos. Yes, they literally all copy each other. Get over it. So for Somi herself, what I like, you know, this is also seen within Dum Dum, but her music videos, I feel like, represent a level of authenticity, shall we say, because the whole thing is entirely petty. And she starts painting this picture, this whole backstory, since Dum Dum, right? In Dum Dum, she's the villain. She's actually trying to get this guy to fall for her, knowing full well that she wants to play with him. She wants to play with his emotions. So she's the villain, but then she ends up getting hurt and he cheats on her. So then she's planning all these revenge scenarios in her head of what she could possibly do to get back at him, even though, you know, she started all of this. Mind you, they could have genuinely fallen in love after the fact. You know, we don't know the whole thing, but it just represents kind of these angsty emotions. We can even see it in the background of the music video. It says, if I don't have constant attention, then I don't want it at all. Yeah, it might be a little bit petty to blow someone up for cheating on you. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm not judging. You know, I refuse to be the moral police here, but it just feels relatable in that sense because the emotion doesn't always have to make the most sense, or it doesn't have to be the most thought out all the time. Sometimes you just do shit. Sometimes you're jealous, sometimes this, sometimes that. I just thought it was very refreshing and I really liked it. On that note of details, we have her sledgehammer that has the word mute written on it. Then she also had tiny toy dinosaurs on her car, which I thought was very reminiscent of this trend in second gen, particularly FX's Electric Shock. I remember making those earrings, those dinosaur earrings that Crystal was wearing. There were just tons and tons of tiny little details that perfectly curated this world that she was living in, and I felt immersed in it, and I loved it. I think it's more than okay to talk about similarities. Obviously, I've been canceled so many times because I like to talk about similarities. There's nothing wrong with it. Yes, something is similar to another thing. It doesn't mean that anyone plagiarized anything. It probably means they're from the same company, you know, at the least. Maybe you want to take it up with YG. Not me. Leave me out of it. But it is really rare that we see actual cases of plagiarism. And, you know, I have my theories about YG, so buckle up. Now, on the note of YG music videos in particular, they're all the same. You know, for example, there's usually some type of quote in a YG music video, right? In Blackpink's Stay, you see heaven is a place where nothing ever happens. Or in 21's Missing You, you see in the background it says, if our love ceases to be, that is the end of my world for me. Those are both quotes that I would love to get tattooed on me. And then, you know, Somi is no exception. Her music video in the background, you see a neon sign that says, everything is going shit. I love it. So I've seen people pointing out the pink car in Lovesick Girls and the pink car in XOXO. But mind you, there was also a pink car in Birthday. And you know what? There are cars everywhere. There was a car in Whistle. There was a car in Missing You. There was a car in Can't Nobody. There was a car in fucking Tomorrow. I could name you so many YG music videos where cars are featured. YG's creative team, I shit you not. Like, I wasn't there, but I dare you to convince me that I'm wrong. They're just sat there in their little, you know, meeting room. And someone each time is just like, oh my God, guys, do you know what would look killer in this scene? I can just picture it, okay, in this music video, guys. What if there's a car driving down a road and everyone's just like, that'll be $2 million. Or I don't know, I have no concept of money either. Maybe it's more. And the sledgehammer too. Someone is probably there like, get this. Someone is holding a sledgehammer and they just hold your horses. They break glass. What if instead of driving the car, someone's in the car and we film them from outside of the car? What if there's umbrellas everywhere? So yeah, you know why? So yeah, are there similarities? Absolutely. Would I say it's plagiarism though? I mean, I've seen more compelling evidence. And welcome to the last video I ever made. The last thing I did want to mention before we move on is the hashtag that has been trending about XOXO, which is TeddyApologizeToJayB. Now, I was so curious as to what the hell Teddy did to JB. However, it seems that some fans think that Somi's song is quite similar to JB's B.T.W. And I'm gonna try to play little clips even though the black label is under YG Entertainment, which means instant jail time. But definitely let me know what you think. I'm going to leave a link in the description if that doesn't work. So the overall consensus that I could see on Twitter is that, there needs to be an apology, while a few people think that it's a little bit much to trend this. That's a little embarrassing. Especially since Teddy isn't even the main producer on the song. We also have Pink Sweats, Pacific, and 24 who are credited on the song's arrangement and composition. So it's odd to point out Teddy specifically. Personally, I think it's just the easiest to point Teddy out because he's already facing hate trains. As of filming right now, JB's company has not said anything, and that's really how we would know if the accusations are accurate. Or maybe if we saw new credits pop up on the song silently, then we would know. But for now, again, let me know what you think, if it's just similar, if it's a little too similar, or if you think the hashtag is being blown out of proportion. But with all that said and done, let's now review the song. Even though people are saying it's Teddy's repetitive structure, I'm not entirely seeing that. Do I think YG is getting a little bit stagnant with their music? Maybe. But do the charts give a fuck? No. Second gen YG would throw you like a dance pop track, and then the next month, well, realistically 2 years later, like a super beautiful ballad as a title track. It would give you a lot more variety. And I think people compare it a lot to second gen, but these days, How You Like That and Lovesick Girls are very vastly different songs in my opinion. Just like Birthday and XOXO, like they have very different vibes. Like would I compare it to like Can't Nobody and Missing You? Probably not, but if a song like Missing You came out today as a title track from one of the big three, I just don't think that's what the market wants. I don't think the market wants a ballad, if you know what I mean. Like I would eat that shit up, but I don't, I think they want dances, they want choreography, they want a whole shebang, That's why Rosie's Gone was a B-side instead of a title track. In my opinion, I wasn't there. But back to the song, compared to Dum Dum, I loved it. I was not a fan of Dum Dum, so this was a breath of fresh air for me. XOXO immediately went to my playlist, and I was really excited to explore her album. So the one thing that did stand out to me a lot were the lyrics, of course. I loved the whole, I'm not your other half. Give it back. And it ties into the pettiness that I was talking about a little bit earlier. Some people will say in like a poetic way that, you give yourself to someone and they take a piece of you when you leave, right? But then somebody's over here like, oh, you thought you were gonna keep that? No, give it back. I loved that so much. Like, again, that little level of pettiness that I think just it adds to that angsty vibe, and I love it. Oh, and I love how she sings that, the I should let it go part. It's magic to my ears. But one of the best parts of the song, and I have to say this, is the Jennie solo reference. And she even does a part of the choreography. I thought that was so genius, but I couldn't help but think that some blanks might jump to like plagiarism accusations, like just like, oh my god, she copied Jennie, what the I just love it when K-pop songs reference other K-pop songs. I talked about this in Dawn's Don Diddy Don, that it doesn't happen often. You don't often hear K-pop songs referenced. Obviously Hyun's Bubble Pop was referenced twice in that song. But I'll ask the question again, leave down in the comments below songs you can think of that reference other K-pop songs. Another example I can think of, G-Dragon's The Leaders featuring CL and Teddy. G-Dragon says, my name is GD baby baby, GG baby baby. So he's obviously referencing Girls' Generation's G. But let me know any other examples you can think of. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is the choreography, because I predicted, okay, I was like, okay, the title of this song is XOXO. She's gonna spell it out with her body because that girl is trained at JYP. I have some theories. I wrote them down. So, it's not uncommon for K-pop choreographies to like literally spell out with their bodies what they're talking about. So if they're talking about love, you might see them do like a love sign, right? It's not uncommon, but I shit you not, JYP statistically spell shit out a lot more than other groups. Remember in Alcohol Free, the lyrics literally go 0.0. Historically, you could see it with Miss A, GOT7, like everyone under JYP. You'll see it, I promise. So when Somi first joined the Black label, I really, I noticed some differences within the choreography as well. Like, it didn't feel super typically YG because it felt like she was, you know, spelling things out a lot more than typically. Maybe like someone who trained under JYP. Can you imagine like Espa Navis calling? But anyways, all that to say, I predicted the choreography would be like XOXO. I knew it right away. Anyways, this is my favorite Somi choreography to date, regardless of all of that. You know, it still does fit the song. I feel like what else would you have done during the XOXO part? It's quirky, it's cute, it fits the song. But yeah, that is basically it for this video. Thank you so much. If you made it this far without skipping my watch time, thanks you. And if you did, leave a just write XOXO within your comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. These are the lovely individuals who support my channel on a monthly basis. It honestly means the world to me, and if you would like to join them, you can do so by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button. As for me, I'm gonna get going, but I'm gonna see you guys next time. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts on the song and everything in between, what you think of it. Bye!